No way.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go, the premier Thirsty Sword Lesbians actual play stream on the internet. We are just the best. We sparkle the most. I'm just happy that April Kit Walsh reposted our announcement for this week's episode. Um, Before we get into anything else, though, why don't we let our amazing mystical guardians, with the exception, sadly, of Sunbeam slash Solar Guardian, played by the inimitable Juicy Garland, because while Juicy is inimitable, she is not impervious to the con crud and sadly could not be with us today. So why don't we start with Jess? Why don't you introduce yourself, your character, and I mean we've done like the intro shot a couple of times already. Why don't we do like some like fun backstory element or something, or you can just do the intro from the
Alright.
credits rolling.
Sure. I'm Jess. My pronouns are she, her. I will be playing Cherry, who is Sparkle Guardian. Her pronouns are also she, her, and she is the scoundrel. And maybe a young flashback. You see a little Cherry, pre-magical girl, pre-everything, sitting in a house just absolutely full like hoarder style full of 1950s collectibles, and she's scrunched down in her little spot in front of the TV and she's watching Happy Days and eating a frozen TV dinner and she's alone.
I feel like the shot ends with the camera like zooming in on Cherry Ciccarelli, and she goes, "Hey!" Eve.
Muted. Okay. Hi there. She, her, and I'm playing. Why am I brain farting on all my stuff? Belladonna Sawyer. I was like, her first name is not Sawyer. Why am I trying to think of a last name? Yeah. Yeah. Playing Belladonna Sawyer. Also, she, her. And yeah, if we're doing a little flashback, yeah, you see a little 13-year-old Belladonna sitting in her room, surrounded by like all of her like fantasy novel stuff, like Lord of the Rings posters, and playing a acoustic guitar, just strumming. It's very casual playing.
Love it. Is it like it's not like metal like she's plays now?
No.
So what kind of music is it? Is it just like folksy R&B?
Yeah, I think it'd be like it's hard to like really put it into a genre. It's not fast. It's more just like kind of something you'd hear somebody just like strumming along like at a campfire or something.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Wonderwall, says the chat.
There you go.
Cam, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Cameron, he, him. I'm playing Tallahassee Stirrup, Sparkle Ye, Sparkle Ha, she, her. I think a flashback about Tallahassee will uncover her deep fear of miniature horses. When she was 19 years old, it was like her first college hookup, and they snuck out to like this barn and were watched by miniature horses in the dark the whole time. And from then on, she thinks they're haunted.
She thinks miniature horses are haunted.
She thinks miniature horses are haunted, yes.
Also, how did she have a first college hookup when she didn't finish high school?
Well, here's the thing. When you're 19 and you hook up with somebody in college, it is your first college hookup. You don't have to go to college.
Yeah, you just have to hang out at the college.
Yeah, you just got to go to the parties. Like
That's...
So, like, touring and everything. You go to like, college towns and you meet a lot of pretty girls and, a lot of barns.
That's math for you right there, people. That's Cameron math. Tallahassee math, anyway.
Yeah.
Saul, introduce thyself.
Hi, I'm Solstice. I use all pronouns. I'm playing Adrian, who is the Fallen and uses they, she pronouns. And if we're seeing a little flashback, I think it's maybe to Adrian in maybe it's like elementary school Adrian in like the library after school being part of like the homework helpers club, but she's like the only person there. So she's just kind of like doing homework alone in the library, and the librarian comes up to her and is like, "No one else in the club yet?" And she's like,
I saw this image of young Adrian being like, I want to help people, though.
yeah.
And hi, everybody. I have 19 different names. One of them is Seven Monkey. Use 3 different sets of pronouns. One of them is B Bimbos, the bimbo pronouns. And I am playing everybody else in this world because I am the gay mistress for this particular game. Before we get into it, I have remembered one slight bit of channel business, which is that our producer, the famous Baba Yaga, has announced that if we as a channel get up to 50 subscribers, which we need 26 more to go, then Baba Yaga will get a tattoo, Sparkle Heart Magic Force tattoo. So I think it's either the Sparkle Heart Magic Force logo, that little pentacle thing you see on your screen, or a picture of Naughty, our cute little critter companion that you see right above that logo. And I hear that if we get up to 75 subscribers, Baba Yaga will even let the audience decide where they get the tattoo. So if you want somebody to have a tattoo of a nautilus with keys dangling from it on their forehead, you should gift people subscriptions to this channel right now. I don't have a subscription to this channel. If somebody wants to gift me a subscription. Thank you, Mishimash! Just gifted 5 subscriptions. Alright. One of the most enduring mysteries for fans of the magical girl anime, Sparkle Heart Magic Force, was the nature of the titular team's recurrent foes, the Eidolons. Sometimes a threat all on their own, sometimes functioning as minions of greater threats, such as the Lost Princess or Gentleman Shadow. The Eidolons appear in most of the show's episodes over its 7-year run, and their defeat was the focus of the final story arc. Scale Guardian used her mastery of Zeitgeist magics to carry the Sparkle Heart Magic Force and the Master Eidolon back in time, while Song Guardian recklessly demolished a building in order to buy time for a ritual. Arriving in 66 million BCE, Solar Guardian channeled the unhindered sunlight of that pre-human age into a solid crystal form, while Stampede Guardian wrangled a Tyrannosaurus Rex. The combination of the Sparkle Heart Crystal and the T-Rex allowed Sparkle Guardian to finally seal away the Master Eidolon and all of its lesser companions, ending their threat to the world entirely. Until now, I guess? The show never revealed exactly what the Eidolons were, sprinkling vague hints and allusions throughout its storylines. Every season boasted at least one episode, often a multi-parter, exploring their origins, but they were famously incomplete, contradictory, and unreliable, often failing to adequately explain what had been established as fundamental aspects of the Eidolon. Many fans have suggested, ever since the revelation of Aura's true nature at the end of Season 2, that the Eidolons represent, either in-universe or thematically, people's despair and lack of trusting hope that things will get better, the inexorably crushing weight of the expectation that things will only ever get worse. Proponents of this theory often point to the nature of Eidolon attacks and powers as evidence for it. The monsters employ illusions and distort reality to reflect people's insecurities and worst selves back at them, wearing away at their heart. Many other theories flower in certain corners of the internet, of course. Producers of Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go said in interviews that the new series would engage heavily with the nature of the Eidolons, but not reveal their truth. What do you think the Eidolons are? And while you ponder that, the episode begins with a What Happened Last Week on Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go, which will be hosted by the inimitable Stampede Guardian.
Well, hey y'all, Stampede Guardian here. Last time on Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go, we all, after meeting in our cute little skate rink, were faced upon blurry-faced simulacra of ourselves. We fought against them, and after tripping and falling and failing and bleeding and protecting the innocent, the simulacra found a piece of the crystal inside of the T-Rex in a piece of the museum that was inside of the skating rink for some reason, and they summoned a big scary Eidolon, which they then promptly made out with. And after they made out with it, it disappeared, and we all felt some sort of emptiness, and we know that we lost. And also, we forgot Belladonna Sawyer existed, and she had this weird Viking name, and I think it was because she picked up both of the swords, but that's all you missed.
I love Tallahassee so much, as I love all of our players. So the camera opens after the What Happened Last Week on, once again, Samsara skating, the skate rink that is giving futuristic in fake wood grain. It's also now missing a ceiling. There's rubble littering the once immaculate, if shabby, roller rink. And everyone is standing around. All of our Mystic Guardians are standing around, I think all in their civilian clothing, except for Belladonna Sawyer, or should I say Elga Sigurdsdottir, who is dressed in the drab clothing of an 11th century Norse peasant woman. As our entrance into the action, Eve, would you describe what that kind of clothing looks like for everybody?
Yeah. Let me pull up that picture that I posted. Just the random thing that I found that I thought worked. Here we go. Okay, so I don't know any of the words for any of these clothing pieces, but it's pretty much like a rough cloth dress, ankle length with like a hair covering piece, I guess. And then I know that the overdress is called an apron. So it's like a dark brown, also roughly woven fabric with metal clasps to hold it up and chains connecting those. Yeah, it's largely pretty simple. Like the collar and hems have like some simple embroidery. Yeah, it's you picture if you know anything about like old school Norse clothing, they had a very basic style for a couple centuries. It's just that they added a lot of embellishments on top of it. So
And
yeah.
What's in Sawyer's hands?
Oh, a big whole green sword.
Just the one sword, right?
Yeah, she put back her normal, her busted ass one, but she's got a complete version of her sword, and she knows it's her sword.
And what's
Yeah.
everyone else doing as they stand around?
I think Cherry has sheathed her sword. Actually, no, she has. Cherry also has not sheathed her sword yet. But Cherry doesn't know who this person is. This is a civilian who has gotten caught in whatever's going on, and they need some comfort and they need some understanding. So since this is a stranger, I want to roll to connect with this new person to try to make them feel better. Trying to connect with you emotionally because you seemed really stressed out right now. So I think Cherry's just kind of like, she's got her sword at her side and everyone else is, I don't know what everyone else is doing.
Is
But,
your goal to prevent something bad from occurring, to appeal to her physical or emotional sensibilities, to figure her out, or to offer emotional support?
See, I saw a move that was just called connect. Or is that like a subset move?
I am blanking on that, actually. Can you tell me the page you saw it on?
It is on page 22. It just says, when you appeal to someone's desire for emotional or social connection, roll heart. And then there's some options.
Oh,
just because
yeah.
I think I'm trying to keep her from panicking. I'm trying to keep her calm and to show that we're friends. Like, we're the good guys here. Even though I definitely just had my sword to your throat.
That's the best time to connect to somebody.
Yeah, clearly. So Cherry's just like got that sword down, still very obviously a magical girl, and I reach out and I put my hand on your shoulder. She's like, I know this is a lot, but it's all gonna make sense, and we're here, and we're not gonna let anything else happen to you. You're safe now. I'm gonna roll.
Roll with heart, please.
Yes. Okay, I got an 8. So with an 8,
So you gain a string on Sawyer unless Sawyer chooses to introduce you to a new potential friend, invite you to a social event, or proclaim their interest in being friends with you.
Yeah, Sawyer has no interest in any of those options.
So you gain a string on Sawyer. As Sawyer, you feel that connection start to form just because of the care and concern that she is showing for you. It reminds you of the goodness you once saw in Cherry's heart, the purity of heart that she once had. However, knowing Sawyer, that probably comes with a certain amount of bitterness at what 7 years of being a child soldier in a mystic and little understood war did to that purity of heart.
Yeah, and she also knows that Cherry's kind of a piece of shit.
Also that.
So, yeah, I have a move called Who's the Monster?
Ooh.
okay.
Allows me to do stuff when I expose the hypocrisy of someone.
In order to do the thing, you gotta do the thing. So go ahead and expose that hypocrisy.
Hey, Cherry. You care so much, right? Where's Rebecca? I'm gonna go ahead and roll that. Oh, I think that means everybody has a string on me right now. So, yeah, all my conditions are just -1 now.
Let
Nice.
me double check Solar Guardian. Just to make sure, because everyone else can check their own. Yeah, no, Solar Guardian's got 2 on you.
So yeah, as long as everybody has a string on me, yeah, I just take -1. So yeah, that's 9 plus 1. That's a 10. So on 10, I get a string on you,
Okay.
and I get to choose one.
Yep. So
The-
you get a
the-
string right back on Cherry.
The wrongness of their act is exposed to all. They mark XP if they change their mind. If they don't, they must attack you or take a condition.
Oh.
Your words sting. They take a condition. You impress an onlooker, gain a string on them. I think I just want to hurt Cherry. So go ahead and just take a condition.
Yeah.
Which condition do you think the 2 of you think?
I've already got guilty. Yeah, why does this civilian know my name? What's going on here? I might be afraid.
Yeah, that works for me. Frightened.
Yeah, I might be frightened.
Don't you? No, I'm looking at Sawyer. Sorry. All right, so you're taking frightened.
Sure.
That makes sense.
I get
Yeah.
a string.
Yeah, we have this. You say that, and I take my hand off your shoulder, and then my eyes do dart to the broken front door and the few drops of blood that were definitely Rebecca's, but she is gone. She left. And I just, like, my eyes narrow just a bit because this is very strange. And I lean forward just a bit and I say, this is all gonna get really hazy in the next 48 hours, so it's not gonna matter. All right, and I'm back in, like, leader mode to the actual members of my team who matter to me. And I'm like, all right, everyone, did anyone have eyes on Rebecca? Wait, what happened to Rebecca?
Yeah, why isn't Rebecca dead, Cherry? What happened that kept Rebecca from dying while y'all stood around and fucking watched?
The magic's clearly revealing information about us that it shouldn't be.
With that, I think Sawyer just throws up her arms, just tosses the fucking sword and says, use that, set a fucking trap, that bitch is gonna come back for it, cut off her fucking head, I don't care, I'm fucking done, I'm out. And she's gonna leave.
You throw that sword, and there's a bit of a jangling, a chaotic jangling, as this cute little nautilus shell with these little tentacles coming out of it, and keys dangling from the nautilus shell where they've been crudely attached to a hole punched in the back of it, is floating in the air, and you almost hit Naughty with your blade.
Don't care.
And you said you start stalking out, so it's following you towards the door as it flies around in a little kind of drunken back and forth motion, trying to right itself after hastily getting out of the way of the green blade.
Better not follow too close, sorry, I'll hit it.
It's getting closer to you as you walk away, but you may not notice at the moment because you're stalking out the door.
Oh yeah, no, she's pissed off. She's fuming, and yeah, no, she is running away from this situation. She does not want to be here.
What are Adrian and Tallahassee doing at the moment?
Tallahassee's gonna walk in front of the door. Hey, Sawyer.
I think Adrian is just watching this whole thing and like She doesn't know how to feel about it. She really is just kind of like keeps looking between like Cherry and then like at this like civilian who she doesn't know, and then like back at Cherry and then like Tallahassee, and like what is going on? Where have we decided what we're doing?
Yeah, y'all know she's a death metal star.
Like Adrian knows who Sawyer is.
Oh,
Do they know-
yeah, okay.
Do they know you're on the team, or do they just know you're a musician?
No, I think they all recognize.
Yeah, they at
We
least
remember?
a little bit recognized. I
Oh,
think they
yeah,
had
they're-
mixed beats, so they
Yeah.
had
Yes.
Both.
this weird futz between not
Yeah.
recognizing Sawyer and recognizing Sawyer.
Okay.
Hey, Sawyer. Oh, Metal Star or not, or some Viking woman displaced in time you may be, but you're a magic girl, right?
No, I quit. I'm done. I'm out.
Sawyer,
Yeah.
you can't just quit being a magic girl. That's not how that works.
Watch me,
Okay.
and she's going to just push past Tallahassee.
What about all the people who are gonna die?
Y'all barely even managed to prevent Rebecca from dying, and that's because I got myself stabbed in the back to stop it. All right?
Okay, and so imagine if you weren't here, what would have happened?
Same thing that always happens. We just let people die.
Sawyer, you saved someone today. If you weren't here, Rebecca would be dead.
If I wasn't here, Rebecca wouldn't have been attacked. We shouldn't have come here. We
I don't think
are
that's
a
true.
dangerous and awful thing that should not be around people.
Look, it's like when you buy a cat to hunt the mice in your home. There are bad things happening everywhere. We just make the world a little bit better place and a little bit shittier place, but you know what? Fuck it. Let's have a party. Okay? Let's stop people from hurting people, but, get emotionally scarred on the way out there. It's just living. Get over your damn self.
Sawyer just looks dead into Tallahassee's eyes and says, 57 dead, 6 in the following week, 4 missing, 23 amputations, 1 was underneath that fucking building for an entire goddamn week. No, I'm
Do
done.
Better. Save 57 more. You already started today. We're time travelers, goddammit. Do you know the importance of one life?
I do. And that's why I'm not going to be around anyone the next time some crazy faceless bitch comes at me.
They're gonna come at someone.
Maybe.
Sawyer,
So far, they've
don't you
been
think-
coming at me. So,
Don't you think Aura picked us for a reason? Don't you think there's a reason that we're here? Don't you think there's a reason we're together? I mean, you came out here when Terry called you, didn't you? And now what? You're just gonna leave? You're gonna leave because one person got hurt?
I didn't
Like-
call this person.
Not right now, Terry.
yeah, no, Sawyer, like, the second Terry says that, Sawyer, once again, just, like, rubs her head, just like, yeah, no.
On its
There we go.
little butterfly wings, Naughty turns back from the knot of Tallahassee and Sawyer's bodies and flaps, now more steadily. It's gotten its momentum under it, back towards Cherry. And it floats right in front of your face, Cherry, and it just says, Sparkle Guardian. Across 900 years, you called her. And with that, your memory comes back.
Oh, like staggers me back.
Oh, it staggers you, huh? Okay, well,
Oh,
if you're
whoops.
gonna do the thing, you gotta do the thing.
yeah!
Okay.
How
Oh,
many-
that
how
has
many conditions do you
consequences.
have?
2. Uh-oh.
Your choices are lash out at
Oh.
someone whose regard matters to you, provoke them to do something foolish or harmful, and take advantage on a string on them if you have one. Hesitate or stumble and the opposition gains an opportunity, or grin and bear the blow, mark 2 conditions.
I'm going to lash out at someone whose regard matters to me, because Adrian just told me to wait a minute, which
Oh, no.
no one does. Yeah, I think I'd stagger back and I stand up very straight. And I'm like, that conversation y'all were just having didn't make any sense. I couldn't understand how you were communicating with this person, where she fit in, because there was just absence. And it all comes back. And I'm so angry. And I'm just like, Adrian, if you knew what was going on, you should have told me. Do not interrupt me again. Sawyer. It appears we've all been hit with various levels of amnesia. But you have been affected with some other form of magic, and I gesture to your whole everything going on. If you leave now, there could be further effects.
I don't care. I don't like you. I don't like any of you. I'm done. I'm so fucking tired.
Jumping in real quick as the game extracts. Sparkle Guardian, do you have a string on Scale Guardian?
I don't. I might. Hold on. Let me check the chart. Chart. Yes, you don't interrupt, Cherry. What are you thinking? Where is that in the document? Because I remember updating it last time.
Relationships, I believe is what it's called. Yes. Oh, it says Song Guardian, despite saying Adrian. But yes, you have 2.
Okay, cool.
Which means that you now must spend one of those strings to provoke Adrian to do something foolish or harmful. So what do you want to provoke Adrian to do?
I think Adrian's just been very, trying to keep everybody calm and like help everybody be friends and trying to be helpful. This might make Adrian mad that I snapped at you. Because it's been 10 years.
Well, you do get Tallahassee a little smitten when you start yelling at Adrian.
Oh, okay,
Oh?
okay. We got some stuff
Gross.
stacking on here. We got some stuff stacking on here.
stacks.
We got stacks. I love this game. Okay. So much. So we're gonna start with stay with the original question. Sherry, what is the action that you are trying to provoke out of Adrian?
Adrian needs to yell at somebody.
Okay, Adrian, you will gain an experience. I'm choosing that one for the influence with a string icon list for this. You will gain an experience if you yell at one of your friends.
Any of them, or someone specific?
And Jess, any of them or someone specific?
It can be any of us.
Any of them.
Okay.
But before you do that, Tallahassee has become smitten with Cherry taking control. Because I guess Tallahassee really likes being told that that Cherry don't need a dog that says no, according to Samaritan 33 in chat. So when you become smitten, Tallahassee, tell us why. And then Cherry, you gain a string on Tallahassee.
Okay.
And then Tallahassee, you also have to answer the question from your playbook that's under Truths of Heart and Blade. So first, tell us why you're smitten. I think you already did that.
Woo-wee, Cherry, you really do know how to put a girl in her place.
And then your question is, why do you think Cherry will never be able to accept the real you?
Oh, that's so easy. Nobody deserves the real Tallahassee. She's boring and loves to think about riding bulls all day. You got to put a little pizzazz on everything to keep all the audience coming back.
Oh, wait.
Eh.
Does she think about riding mechanical bulls all day, or does she sit there and imagine riding real bulls and then just say, "No, I can't do that"?
What's the difference? Tell me the difference. Come on. Tell me the difference right now between a mechanical bull and a real bull, okay? It is just as hard to...
So now, before we get back to Adrian yelling at somebody, our resident troll of a producer has redeemed an individual flashback.
Ooh.
So I'm going to offer that flashback to either Adrian or Tallahassee, relating to this moment. So Tallahassee, this would be related to your desire to be put in your place, or Adrian, this would be related to you being mad at your fellows. Oh, never mind. We just had Shuli Shoes redeem an individual flashback. So you both get an individual flashback
no.
Yay!
before we come back and hear
Yay!
Adrian yell at
Amazing.
somebody. Who wants to go first?
Cam, do you want to go first?
I'll go first. You got it. Okay,
Okay.
so
I'm gonna go let my cat.
I think Tallahassee was she had a, larger than normal family, always having to like fight for attention for her parents. So whenever somebody in the house would get in trouble, it meant good things that happened for Tallahassee. So now it's not necessarily that Tallahassee likes being put in her place, but she really does love it when a woman can put another woman in her place. So every
can you
time
give
her
us-
mom will...
Go ahead. I think you're about to do what I was
like-
going to say.
Oh yeah. So I think like very, very specifically, there is this like one Sunday morning, all the siblings were watching cartoons, and Tallahassee was doing her homework like a good little girl, and she heard in the other room Mama yelling at all her brothers and sisters because they should have got their homework done. And that night, Tallahassee got ice cream and got to watch a movie while all of her siblings had to go to bed early.
So the flashback is just you eating that ice cream with a huge smile on your face.
Nom nom nom.
All right.
Listening to the sweet, sweet siren calls of Mama yelling at all of my siblings.
I love that. So we see young Tallahassee eating her ice cream as we hear her mother yelling, "Why can't you be more like Tallahassee? We named Tallahassee over after the capital of the best state in the nation. And all of you, you're just Cheyenne, you're Sacramento. Like, why can't you just be more like Tallahassee?
Boise.
Boise.
We don't talk about Boise.
We don't talk about Boise, ZZ. Saul, give us your flashback.
Okay, so I think Cherry is kind of like no one talks back to Cherry, and this kind of like Adrian immediately like goes into their head and just thinks about, I think probably like one specific experience where like they were in like math class and it was their favorite teacher and they were just kind of like talking to their teacher during the lesson, and then they said like one thing or another that was some kind of joke poking fun at something, and then the teacher just started going on this like tirade about like, you think you're friends with me? I'm your teacher. I'm here to teach. Like, I'm a professional. You can't talk to me that way. And just like absolutely like putting Adrian in her place, and she's just like, actually, hang on, what the fuck? You can't do that to me. So, oh gosh, I have to yell at somebody, don't I?
So we come back from seeing you just being yelled at by this teacher in an incredibly relatable moment of being a horrible teacher, absolute educational failure, to Adrian yelling at somebody.
Yeah, I think Adrian kind of like turns around to Cherry and is like, "What do you mean, Cherry? I was the one who was here for you. I was your friend. The first one who came. I was the first person that you called. And you're going to talk to me like that?"
I think Tallahassee got a little smitten with Adrian in that.
Just heart abs.
Okay, so Adrian, you get a string on Tallahassee.
Yay!
I think I'm about to get one on Tallahassee too, because Sawyer's
Hold on.
pissed off. Everybody's yelling.
Everybody's
This is the most relatable submissive moment ever. I just want everyone to know.
Oh, Tallahassee.
So Tallahassee, please tell us why you're smitten with Adrian.
Oh, Adrian, I've never seen you get so assertive.
Adrian, take a string on Tallahassee. And Tallahassee, tell us why you think Adrian will never accept the real you.
Oh man, Adrian went to school and has a shiny degree and so smart. She'd never fall for a hillbilly like me.
Smartest people I've known have been hillbillies. And I have like a genius.
She's smart.
Go and I guess Eve, you're about to do the thing that's going to make Tallahassee say the same thing about you just now.
Yep. Because everybody's yelling, everybody's pissed off. Tallahassee is in Sawyer's way, and Sawyer just wants to leave this situation. So, like, Sawyer just grabs Tallahassee by the collar and just pushes her into the wall and just gets right into her face. I think Tallahassee is just like a couple inches taller than Sawyer. But like Sawyer, she does all her own roadieing. So like she's got one of those bodies of somebody who clearly smokes and drinks a lot and doesn't lead a very healthy lifestyle, but at the same time gets a shit ton of exercise. So she's like that real like lanky kind of jacked where like you can see clearly defined muscle, but it's very stringy, very purposeful.
Came by that 0% body fat honest.
Yes, exactly. It's just because she treats her body like shit, but is constantly moving. Yeah, no, she grabs Tallahassee by the collar and just slams her into the wall and says, "You know damn well what I'm like when people get in my way. Stay out of my way." She pushes Tallahassee aside and walks out the door.
Now, before Tallahassee says anything, I'm going to guess that you're not trying to defy disaster. So I will ask you if you want to entice or influence with a string right now, because I feel like you're doing one of those two things.
See, what do I do for entice?
Roll with heart.
I don't think I've got anything that would affect that. Oh no, I've got negative to entice. So let's just go with burn a string.
So to burn a string, you can do, in this case, one of two things, because you're not rolling against them. Well, three things. You can offer them an XP to do... Actually, I can figure out all four things. So you can offer them an XP to do something. You can find out what it will take to get them to do what you want. You can add one to an entice roll against them. Or you could subtract one from a defy disaster roll of theirs to prevent you from passing by.
I'll offer that XP to just move.
All right. And reminder, Solstice, you got an XP for yelling at Cherry. And we still need to see Cherry's reaction to that. But now, Tallahassee, say the words that everyone knows you're about to say.
Well, I think Tallahassee's a little smitten with Sawyer in this moment.
So tell us why. Sawyer, you get a string on Tallahassee, and then Tallahassee tells us why Sawyer will never be able to accept the real Tallahassee.
I think this will explain why, if you don't mind. She just says to Sawyer, "Now, Sawyer, are you gonna spit in my face or do I pass nicely?"
Sawyer just like over her shoulder. Flip the bird.
Before that, do we need to know why Tallahassee thinks that Sawyer won't accept the real Tallahassee?
Well, Sawyer is the badass performer that Tallahassee only strives to be. She's the one person that Tallahassee looks up to, and she knows that she'll never be able to reach that height, so why would Sawyer settle for her?
And now, Sawyer, what were you gonna do?
Oh, she's just like as she's walking past, just raising a middle finger over her shoulder.
Oh, come on.
And I guess, Cherry, you're the last thing on this stack. This is first in, first out.
Yeah. Not smitten, but impressed. Adrian's never yelled at Cherry. In our years as magical girls together. So was not expecting that, but kind of respect it. So she just kind of like blinks and looks after, sees Sawyer giving Tallahassee the finger, and she's like, "Oh, god damn it, Tallahassee. All right. Adrian, and I'm sorry. You're right. I've been very stressed out about this, and I'm just watching. She's going." And Cherry says, just we are in danger. This is very serious and fucking way.
Yep.
Oh, Sawyer's leaving. Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten through the stack of things, so it is now free role playing. I just needed to get through all of the mechanical
Get
bits.
through the layers.
Yeah, as Sawyer's leaving, she sees Cherries, 79, T-Bird. She's just like, fuck that car. And she walks up to it. It's like, she's still having like brain muddling of like this goddamn Norse chick, Helga. And she says, "Oh, and one last thing. Cherry, fuck your long ship." And she raises her foot and just slams it right through the driver's side mirror. It just like shatters it right off. We're turning around and stomping to her back to her car.
Oh, can you be smitten?
So I'm gonna go ahead and clear my angry condition.
Yeah. You clear anger. Tallahassee's double spitting.
All right, clear anger. You're still dressed like Helga Sigurdsdottir.
Yep.
As you stalk off into the... So, you got somebody to comment for the first time in chat. Smashing the car? As you stalk off, takes a while to get through, as Helga is slowly clearing from your mind. To really notice your surroundings. And the first thing that comes through is, what would be the most nostalgic smell for Sawyer?
I bet there was a pretty killer taco place down the road from the skate rink.
So you smell that... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just have to say like that that smell always wafted off and just like floated right down the street.
You smell the richness of the meat on the griddle, and that particular tartness of the roasted green chilies that are so present in Southwestern cuisine. The spice of the old hot sauce that they made in the taco truck stings your eyes for a second. And as you're remembering it, you're remembering that that taco truck went out of business years ago. Before you left, it was a plot point in season 6. So it was before you left town. That taco truck went out of business, and you sort of come to yourself in that realization, and you realize the first thing that you think as you look around is deserts are dry places, right? You think that to yourself as you realize there's a mist floating through the town, and that it's the mist that smells like the taco truck. And with that, we're going to switch back inside Samsara Skating. And everyone else.
Oh,
I think
Yeah.
as they leave, Adrian is a little bit concerned and like goes up to Tallahassee, and Adrian is probably shorter than Tallahassee, but walks up anyways and is like, "Oh, Tallahassee, are you okay?"
oh, I'll be fine. You don't have to worry about me, Adrian. How
Just
you
all
doing?
flustered and red.
Exactly.
Sweating.
Yeah. Oh.
Are you sure?
You know, I'm just a little worked up, but nothing I can't handle later.
All right. Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, thanks for that, Tallahassee.
Oh, calm down.
Wait, okay, I feel like that "oh, calm down" was an entice. Am I right about that, Tallahassee?
100%.
Please roll with heart. And while you're rolling with heart, I want to pick up what our resident troll of a producer just said in chat and say, I would love fan art, y'all. I would love fan art so much. It has been a goal of mine since the 90s to GM a game where somebody makes fan art. And a quiz. I want all of the fan things. I just want a fandom for Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go. Please make it happen. Make me happy. And what'd you get? 9. Does anybody want to spend a string on Tallahassee to bump that up to a 10, or do you want to leave that as a 9?
Who wants to be a Halloween person?
Let me see how many strings I have on. I can. My internet's not frozen. Oh no. Wow, yeah. Hey, Game Mixtress, give us a quick rundown of what Sunbeam's been doing through all this interactions.
Nobody has noticed.
Oh.
Everybody's been too busy with Sawyer.
That's true. We have been pretty
That's
preoccupied.
true.
Yeah, sorry, Sawyer draws a lot of attention. Despite not wanting a ton of attention.
Isn't that always how it works?
We can leave it a 9. 9's pretty spicy too.
I'm just waiting for a yes or a no from everyone.
Yeah, let's leave it a 9.
Okay. And I'm gonna guess that Adrian and Sawyer don't want to spend one either. So you gain a string on Adrian unless. So this is your choice, Adrian. Unless you get flustered and awkward, promise something you think Tallahassee wants, or give in to desire.
I think Adrian definitely gets very flustered and very awkward. Like, Adrian's face turns like bright red, and she's like, "Oh," and just turns around, like walks away.
Well, are you coming to my show or not?
One day.
Oh, there's one that. Okay.
All right. And Cherry's used to all that happening around Tallahassee. And it's just like, all right. And finally, after a moment of hesitation, takes a deep breath, does sheath her sword in her heart, turns back into regular Cherry. And
For the sake of our newcomers, will you please describe like your sword briefly? Your sword, what it looks like when you put it in your heart, and the 2 costumes that you're transitioning.
yes, the magical girl fit is, imagine like a 1950s greaser in leather, but it's all pink, and her hair is a darker shade of pink that's like combed forward, and it's very cool. And she's wearing like knee boots, and her sword is a classic long sword, but it's one solid pink crystal, and the hilt also has a diamond shaped crystal in it, and it leaves a little trail of sparkles. And they summon their magic by pulling their swords out of their heart, so to turn it off they have to sheath them. And she sheaths it, and just seems like she's not any shorter, her build's not any different, but she seems so diminished. Like the colors washed out of her when the magic fades. And she has brown hair that's been dyed pink too many times, and roots are really dark. And she's wearing like a light pink silk. It's the jacket from Drive, whatever type of jacket that is, with cherries, a big set of cherries embroidered on the back, and just jeans, boots. And she just kind of sinks back into herself, and her hands are empty where there should be a sword. And she just, right, okay. All right, everyone. Good effort. Very good effort. I know we're all probably a little rusty. So what do we think happened here? Why were they after a big hunk of concrete?
Why was there a big hunk of concrete?
Oh, Rebecca did mention it was an installation from when they tore down the museum.
Oh.
Yeah, the concrete was from when they tore down the museum, and they were after it because, okay, GM, correct me if I'm wrong. They were after it because it had like the gem from the T-Rex, kind of.
So, as a reminder to Adrian, who then has to spread this around to the entire group, while you do not know their intentions or goals,
Okay.
you saw the rubble from the museum, and it was covered in a red glittering dust that greatly resembled the sparkle heart that had been in the jaws of the T-Rex, if the sparkle heart had been ground or exploded into dust.
Okay.
And then when the blurry face, which one was it? Was it Sparkle Guard? The blurry face Sparkle Guardian?
Mm-hmm. She kissed it.
No, she struck with her blade, and it turned into an old school Eidolon. This big, creepy Shelob thing made out of concrete and rebar. And then it was it was it blurry face Solar Guardian, I think, got up to it and kissed it. And that's when they all disappeared.
Okay. So I think Adrian is like, says that it was from the museum and that they don't know why they're here, but it was, I mean, it looked like it was kind of shimmery and red, like if maybe the sparkle heart that was in the T-Rex's mouth had kind of maybe been turned to dust a little bit. But I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
So it's like a collectible. Someone was a fan.
I don't think it's a collectible. I think it was like an original.
I will remind, because I believe one of y'all had been still lived in the area. I think it was
Adrian lives here.
Adrian lives here, so and has friends who do the roller derby. So you would know that Rebecca had set it up as a memorial for
for the museum that had been demolished,
as a way of remembering what had been.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been very collected since we got here, besides yelling at Adrian. Yeah, I'm doing great. But you mentioning the heart, when you say, I'm sure it's not a big deal.
Like, it's nothing.
Like my mouth gets really thin. Maybe my eye twitches a little. If the sparkle heart was destroyed, or shattered, those things now have it, or have part of it. That could be very serious. There's so much magic tied to that crystal.
We fought them before. Can't we fight them again?
Of course we can. That's why we're here. It's why we're all together again. So
Well,
we just have to
except
find out.
Adrian looks at the door.
Sawyer will come around. She always does.
It really seemed like she wouldn't this time.
She just needs to stomp off and break some things and write a song about it. And then she'll feel better.
We're older now. Maybe things are different.
She'll come around. But if the crystal was shattered, there will be more pieces. If the crystal is dust, they may have all of it, but they would have to recombine it. Could be. You're the one who's been in town, holding down the fort, all on your own.
Oh, holding down the fort is a strong word for it.
No, you have. You've been here, keeping your eyes on everything. So, are there any other?
I mean, living here as a citizen, I haven't been like being a magical girl, Cherry.
But you were here. So, do you know if there's any other memorials like that?
Would I know if there are any other memorials like that?
It was a thing that Rebecca did specifically.
Yeah, I
Um,
figured.
So there was only
Yeah.
one. Okay.
There was only the one memorial. That being said, the Museum of Natural History was a large building,
Mhm.
not too far away from the skate rink, which is probably why Rebecca kept a memorial to it. But you can imagine that there was more rubble
Well,
from.
as far as I know, Rebecca's the only one who had a memorial. I mean, the people of this town weren't really too attached to it, but it was big. It was like a pretty big building. This wasn't the only, like, there wasn't just one little piece of concrete that stayed. Surely there's got to be more somewhere.
So if there are more pieces, these things may be hunting them down.
Well, it's a good place to start.
It is.
How do we find broken pieces of a museum?
It's not the museum looking for, it's the crystal. So, and I look to Naughty.
You look around for Naughty, and you finally see Naughty, where Solar Guardian had been. And
Yeah.
No.
And right now you simply see
See back in shell form.
you
Sleeping.
see Solar Guardian's sword planted in the ground upright, with Naughty, this little shell with butterfly wings and the keys dangling from it, sitting on top of Solar Guardian's blade, like on the pommel. And it happens to be where Sawyer had thrown blurry-faced Song Guardian's blade. So the green Song Guardian blade, whole, not the shards of Narsil, is at the base of the Solar Guardian blade.
Yeah, I turn, I'm like, Naughty. All right. That's a development. No one touch
Did
anyone
any-
else's swords if we
I
run
don't
into them.
You want to see where she
Don't-
went?
Think you'll forget about me if I touch the sword?
Oh, who
Try
can
it.
forget about you, Tallahassee?
Okay, I touch it.
No,
Okay,
wait.
before you touch it, I think Jerry needs to roll an entice.
I was being nice.
I think that was
All
my
right.
fault.
Oh,
I mean,
can't
you
be-
don't have to roll an entice if you don't want
No,
to.
I do. I was trying to. So that's I don't know Tallahassee smitten with me. She's gonna do whatever I say.
Also
Oh,
split
no.
with Adrian.
8.
God.
I got an 8. So I get a string on you unless you get flustered and awkward. You promise me something I think I want, or you give in to desire, which
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh.
I try to dip you and kiss you. Like, oh wow, okay, I'm into it.
I think I think I'm yeah, I think you try and you end up with 2 fingers against your lips. And I just say, we both know this goes the other way around.
That got me, Jess.
While I do love to ride them,
Do you still
Adrian,
go
you
touch
said
the
touch
sword?
the sword. I touch the sword.
You have me in one arm and you reach out with the other to touch the
Tallahassee says that, and Adrian's
I'm a-
like, wait, no, I didn't mean.
Nothing
Okay.
good is
Smart
come from
one.
anybody touching these swords.
Adrian's the smart one.
Adrian, or not Adrian, Cherry.
Yeah.
There are 2 things that I think you might be able to do to stop Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Influence with a string, or defy disaster. Or you can actually combine them,
Uh-huh.
which because the string can give you a +1 on defy disaster.
Okay. Yeah, Cherry's tired of y'all not listening to her. Which
Fair enough.
you should be. And I do have gosh,
So
I
if
think
you have a playbook move, then that's an additional thing.
yeah, I'm checking to see if I have see my little chart's like cut in half on the document. Where are you? Yeah, I'm gonna spend a string to stop you.
Okay, so 3 options here for your string.
Mhm.
You can add +1 to a defy disaster, which has the option of basically forcing Tallahassee to stop if you succeed.
Mhm.
You can offer Tallahassee an XP to leave the sword on the ground, or you can find out what it would take to get Tallahassee to not pick up the sword. And Cameron would have to tell you honestly what Cherry would need to do.
The problem is it's funnier if you do touch the sword. I'll try to roll to defy disaster just to like physically stop you, but that gives you a chance to
I don't think you're trying to physically stop. I think you're defying disaster using your charm or social insight. So I think you're rolling with heart.
okay. Well, it's a 5.
Gain an XP.
Do get an XP.
And at Tallahassee, as Cherry tries to dom you into being distracted from picking up the sword, you push through anyway, reaching your fingers down to pick up this green blade at the base of this floral blade as Naughty looks on it from above. And that's when the camera cuts to Sawyer down the street, suddenly realizing that she does not have her wallet or keys.
Yeah, because she started to like pat her pockets to look for her cigarettes, and then she's feeling around, just like, oh, fuck, because back in the day, I don't know if you know this, pockets are a relatively recent invention in clothing. Also, my dog's being a big baby. Sorry if you can hear her crying. But yeah, so if she's walking through this fog, she doesn't like it. Hush, baby. She doesn't like it. She just wants to go. Luckily, as I stated last episode, she does keep a key on a little magnet underneath of her car. So she can at least drive away until she can figure out how to get her clothes back. Like, while she's walking to her car, she's just trying to go through the mental process of, like, turning off her transformation in hopes that that will get her clothes back.
It doesn't work.
Damn it. Yeah, so she just walks back to her car, pulls the key out from underneath of it, climbs inside. Luckily, she's got another pack of cigarettes up the sun visor. She drops that down. The cup holder's got like 3 or 4 spare lighters in it, because if you smoke, you just wind up with like a bunch of lighters lying around. So she lights a cigarette, takes a deep drag, leans back. She can feel the wetness from getting stabbed or slashed, excuse me, across her back. She's like, oh, fuck, and reaches into the back seat, grabs one of the merch shirts for Butcher Every King, just like holds it on her back while she's just sitting there smoking in the car with the windows rolled up and just taking a lot of deep breaths.
So, lawless victory. I wonder who that could be.
That was me.
Redeemed, pull a tarot card, and I drew the King of Swords. I don't know if you can see it. I'm actually not looking at my own camera. Okay. Y'all see that really pretty well?
Yes.
So, heir of heir, unless I'm completely misremembering the court cards. So as you sit there and smoke the cigarette, you feel that sort of strange mental shift that comes when you smoke a cigarette. It's a stimulant that relaxes you. You get the head rush of the oxygen in your blood dropping. And the acetylcholine in your brain turns on. That function of learning and of memory and of attention.
Sawyer knows all these words.
So Sawyer doesn't know these words, but Sawyer does know the effects
Oh yeah.
of your brain suddenly turning on and also shutting down when you get a cigarette. And you hear in your head your own voice saying, "This is what I become?"
Well, I mean, that's not that unusual.
A warrior who regrets their victory?
Oh, that part is.
Who abandons their... And then there's a word that Eve might know, but Sawyer doesn't, which is a Norse word for like a close group of people. Like if we were talking about a political alliance, the word would be thing. But we're not talking about political alliance. How, and then you get the sense this voice is talking to you in your head. How did I fall this low?
Sawyer, like, just rolling with it at this point. She's tired. Her back is fucking killing her. Since she doesn't have her wallet, she's not gonna have the fucking money to get the gas to drive home. She's only on like a quarter of a goddamn tank. That ain't gonna take her all the way. So she's just leaning there in pain. The cigarette just like the ash is about to drop on it. She's just like, I just got here because I got a fucking conscience. Should fucking try it out sometime.
This sounds like Christian claptrap. You have honor, don't you?
Well, sometimes the most honorable thing you can do, putting down the fucking sword.
It's just death. It comes for us all.
Yep. That's why I don't want to hasten it.
I would give up. I hope I remember the name of that world correctly, and Eve might correct me. Sesrumnia?
Well, apparently I did. Just gotta turn the car on, throw it into drive, and just start driving. She doesn't know where yet. She just needs to go.
You fought bravely in battle. You walked the earth as Tyr himself. Scotty
Now I know.
herself would be proud, or Scotty herself would be proud of your battlefield feats, and you would turn your back on this. You would forget this. You would lay down your sword when your weird demands you rise and fight.
Yeah, I would. Sora doesn't even know why she's talking out loud right now. It's just she needs to talk because it's so quiet in the car. She has not turned on the radio.
As you drive, you note that the mist that really should not exist in a desert seems to be filling the streets of the town. It's not like London pea soup, don't get me wrong, but it is everywhere. It is not localized.
Well,
I
she doesn't turn on her high beams.
am ashamed of what I've become.
And I'm ashamed of what I was. So I guess we're fucking even.
But I am still a warrior. And you have laid down your sword.
Alright, well then it should be pretty fucking easy to kill, and yet here I fucking am.
Are you trying to rile up the voice in your head, or are you just expressing your self-hatred?
I think a little bit of A, a little bit of B. Because
So-
the voice is starting to piss her off. And at the same time, like, she is telling the truth. It's just, the truth is, conveniently, probably, like, not what the voice is wanting.
So in riling them up, what is your goal? Are you trying to understand someone? Are you trying to create a certain effect? Are you
I think she's
trying to learn more?
Yeah, I think she's trying to figure out, like, the source of it. Because, like, at first she was thinking, okay, this is just my internal monologue from, like, a fucking partial blood loss or something. But now she's like, oh no, this is like a ghost or something.
I think this would be calling a toxic power, move-wise. So, give me a single question that you can learn the answer to.
Is there a list for that one?
No.
Okay. I want to know what this voice wants from me.
And now roll with spirit.
With spirit. Where am I? Here we go.
And Archsage Mercy, welcome to one of my games.
Oh, right. So that is an... Oh, that's a 7. I forgot I have a -1 to my spirit.
How many conditions do you have?
Right now, just the one. Because I ran away and I broke Cherry's car.
And you want to know what it
Ours-
wants from you.
Yes.
My car's name is Rosie. She has a name.
Hell, fuck Rosie.
Is your car's name Rosebud? Please tell me your car's name is Rosebud.
The tag on the back says Rosie, so
So what was the last thing you said? Again?
Oh,
Pretty easy to kill you, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't a warrior anymore, then it should be pretty easy.
Then when I consume your sword, the world will be much improved. And do I want to do that? I think I want to do that. And a spectral image of the blurry-faced version of you that looks like your 13-year-old self suddenly rises up out of the dashboard, reaches into your chest, draws your broken blade, and sinks away. And with that, at an hour and a half, we're going to take our break. We'll see you all in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I gotta take my doggy potty. She's also named Scotty.
Welcome back, everybody, to New Eden, everybody's favorite town somewhere in the vagaries of the American Southwest. When last we left, the town was encased in mist that should not exist in a desert. And as far as we know so far, smells like the taco truck that went out of business 10 years ago. 11 years ago? 11 years ago. We have just seen Sawyer's sword, magical girl sword, that's broken, be pulled out of her chest by the spectral image of the blurry-faced creature that looks exactly like a 13-year-old version of her. And before we get back to everybody else, which we're going to do immediately, because I'm not going to give Sawyer a chance to react to this information, I'm going to tell Sawyer that as soon as the spectral image disappears, 57 names run through your head. And then, was it 16 names was the next number?
Yeah, it was 57 died initially. 6 more died from their injuries in the following week. There were 23 amputations, so probably just a list of arms and legs.
Yes. 57 names go through your head. 6 names go through your head. 23 names with a list of amputations goes through your head. And then 1 person's name goes through your head. All in a rush, and then it repeats. All in a rush, and then it repeats. All in a rush, and then it repeats.
This honestly isn't that new. This isn't the first time that has happened to her.
And we go back to Samsara skating, the skate rink that the others still have not left, where Tallahassee is picking up the green blade that used to belong to the blurry-faced Sun Guardian, who now has stolen the broken version of this blade from Sawyer's chest. Sawyer, you pick it up, or Tallahassee, you reach down, Cherry in one arm, her fingers still on your lips. You reach down and you pick up the blade, and nothing seems to happen. You're holding this green crystal blade.
Okay, I'm Tallahassee. You know me?
Tallahassee, and I shove away from you. That was
Oh.
very foolhardy.
Okay, but you're a little impressed, right?
You could have been sucked into the Old West. You could be talking about manifest destiny right now.
That's kind of hot.
Give me the sword.
Okay.
Hey,
How you want
Makes
it?
you think you can touch it and be fine.
I gesture to Tallahassee, holding the
she's
sword with nothing
Cherry.
happening.
Cherry does what
Okay.
Cherry wants.
Cherry does what Cherry wants. Yeah.
I'll take the sword.
When you take the sword, it is a sword in your hands.
Okay. In our years as magical girls, have we ever used each other's swords?
I leave that up to the group. Did you ever use each other's swords?
I don't
For
think so, 'cause-
Adrian, no.
Yeah, because I think if we ever got like knocked out enough, they probably like disappear. Yeah, so this is very strange to be holding Sawyer's sword, or a version of Sawyer's sword. So yeah, I feel a little that frightened feeling I'm feeling, but kind of masking, is still there, and this is very weird. And then I look back to Solar Guardian's sword. That's just in the ground and Naughty's sitting on it.
Mm-hmm. He's just sitting there, slow flapping the butterfly wings.
Naughty. Do you
Yes?
have... Yes. Do you know where Solar Guardian is? Can you feel her?
Solar Guardian is in Simmons College and New Eden and Homeroom and Carl's Jr. and a gas station bathroom and a lot of places.
Okay.
That's
Fourth
not
dimensional
really.
being.
That's not helpful.
Solar Guardian got exploded.
Well,
Hey Naughty, is Solar Guardian alive? Like currently, right now, alive?
What does right now mean?
And I kind of
time
like,
travel.
yeah, I'm like, oh, naughty, and I'll kind of scritch him.
I found when
Wait.
dealing with Naughty, you kind of just like gotta catch them in the right time period. They kind of move through time like we move through space. It's really cool. You should go get tea with them sometime.
Yeah, naughty's kind of in their own place. Naughty, you could feel Solar Guardian. Do you think you could feel the sparkle crystal? Not then, but now.
I'm gonna have you call in a toxic power. So tell me the
Ooh,
single
okay.
question you want to answer.
I want to know, can Naughty track down the other pieces of this crystal? Or
You
point
want
us
to
in
know
the right
where
direction?
where the other pieces
Yes.
are? Is that what you're
I
asking?
want to know where the pieces are. Yes.
Roll with spirit.
Roll. with
Don't
spirit,
fail.
okay. Please don't fail. Don't fail. Ooh. Okay. Spirit +1. That's a 9.
Okay. So I get to choose from a couple of options. And Naughty just kind of cocks its body. It doesn't really have a head to cock, so it just kind of cocks its body to the side. Sparkle crystal gone dust, settled over the town. Some places heavier than others, impregnated the rubble. It's
Okay.
a lot of places. There's many pieces, some that matter more than others. They're coming. They're coming to the feast. They're coming to gorge themselves. The past is coming. The past is coming to consume the future. It's all over town. All over town.
Okay.
Find
Okay.
this,
Naughty.
the
Okay, Naughty. I think
and the
that's enough.
Naughty disappears.
Naughty.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, is it just me?
So should we go check the rubble?
And Cherry, you have, because you do get the answer.
Hmm?
You have sort of a topographical map in your head of the concentration of the dust in the town. You could,
Mhm.
you have the ability to find the pieces now.
Yay.
Okay. I can kind of see what Naughty was getting at for a moment. All right. Okay. As I said, it's a much more serious situation than we and this could be very dangerous for all of us and the town. So, I know where to go next.
Should we be really? Should we be focused on finding Sunny or at least Sawyer?
I look down to the green sword and look down to the purple sword. I'm not sure Sunbeam is where we can reach her right now.
I'm just really focused that Naughty was saying come a lot. What were you talking about?
When you say that you're not sure that
Tallahassee!
When you say that you're not sure that Solar Guardian is around, I will let you know that that Baba Yaga, our resident troll producer, redeemed Pull a Tarot card, and I pulled the King of Wands reversed. And I will say that in terms of the element of wands, that makes me feel like Sawyer is the thing. Sawyer's certainly the fieriest of you all. However, when I think of the image of wands, I think of Solar Guardian. And the King of Wands reversed means that when when you say you're not sure that Solar Guardian is around anymore, the sword sinks into the ground and disappears.
Oh boy.
All right.
Okay.
It kind of looks like it's going into a chest, except it's going into the ground.
Should we? Okay.
All right.
Maybe that's a dead end for now. Should we try to find Sawyer? I don't.
Yes. So Solar Guardian is completely competent. She's got a strong head on her shoulders. She will be perfectly fine. Naughty is possibly with her, or some version of Naughty. But Sawyer is alone and distraught and wearing.
Sawyer is kind of always alone and distraught.
It's kind of Sawyer's gender, to be honest. Sorry, GM moment.
Distraught, yes, but she doesn't have to be alone.
Oh, I didn't say she had to.
So that's why we'll go find her.
Do we have any idea where she went? Or did she just kind of like pin Tallahassee to a wall and leave?
Don't remind me.
I heard some glass breaking, which I'm very excited to see what that was.
Yeah. Lead the way, Cherry.
And then I do.
So, Cherry leaves the skate rink first. I just want to establish beforehand who leaves second, who leaves third.
Oh.
Do you have strong feelings about this, Cam?
Oh, well, look, Southern hospitality dictates that I do not leave the room until everybody else is gone. I hold the door open.
Okay, that's very kind. Adrian is second to leave.
You know what's convenient about holding the door open for people?
Oh God.
You get to see them walk away.
Yes,
right.
okay.
Yeehaw.
Sorry, I had to give Tallahassee some shit. So, Cherry, what is the most nostalgic smell for you?
Oh, for Cherry, just from the town, it's probably the root beer floats at the diner that we used to all go get sometimes because it's open late. So sometimes after missions would go there and eat a burger and get a shake and just we'd be all beat up and we just looked like teens out getting into trouble, but we had just fought a 5-story monster.
There's a particular sort of contrast in the smell. The creamy vanilla ice cream that they used actual vanilla in. So you could smell, it's not just sweet cream, you could smell the vanilla and the cream of it against the spice of the root beer, which they brewed in-house. And there's that way that carbonation kind of comes through with the smell. There's a sort of sharpness to it. And so you get that soft creamy with the sharp spice hits your nose and then following that comes that smell of grease, like they hadn't cleaned the griddle in a long time. And the smell of the bodies around you, and the silverware that they used, the vinyl that's aging, giving and outgassing. That all hits you in a moment as you step outside and immediately see the mist that should not exist in the desert. Again, deserts are dry places. Adrian, what's the most nostalgic smell for you?
I think the most nostalgic smell for Adrian would have to be like kind of. Okay. I don't know if this is like a real smell or a smell that I'm imagining would exist. But I imagine a roller rink would have kind of like a rubbery sort of a smell because of all the roller skates and what the rink is made of. So that smell, if it's real.
It takes longer for you to notice because you're going from that smell. And it takes you a while to notice that smell hasn't faded, but only grown stronger. So for you, the weirdness of that mist hits before the nostalgia of the smell. You get that sense of something's wrong before you get that warm-hearted sense of good memories. Tallahassee, what's the most nostalgic smell for you?
I think the most nostalgic smell for Tallahassee would probably be hay. Like hay from like feeding at like during like FFA, like every time she would visit a barn, every time she would like look at bowls and study them as research. You gotta know the shape of bowls before you can ride a mechanical bowl.
Hay hits with a dryness first. You know that you're smelling dried grass. But hay never smells just like dried grass. That fertile smell, right? Just barely riding the edge of nauseating. Of this is hay in a stall where horses live. The tint of ammonia, the fertility of night soil, the grassy smell, the like fresher grassy smell that comes off their feet. Those all hit you in that big complicated smell of farm. That bringing back those good memories of over years. In your case, good memories stretching from before you were a magical girl to long after. As you notice the mist filling the town. And you probably, because you spend some of the most time outside, away from cities, might notice that the mist isn't leaving any sort of condensation on any of the surfaces, on any of the glass or the plastic of any of the cars out here. And you notice that about the same time that Cherry notices that Rosie is missing an ear. If you catch my metaphor.
Yeah. But I also, I know this town. I know the desert. This is not normal. And I kind of hold my arm out because they're behind me. And just to stop them from going farther into the mist. And I breathe in that smell. And I just say, we need to be careful. Something is going on in this town. So, how, and I turn around, how did you two get here?
Me?
Bust.
I live here.
Yes, but how did you get
I took my bike here.
Okay. Your bike will fit in my trunk. So, I'm driving.
Okay.
We have to stick
Love a
together.
ride.
We know you do.
Yeah.
So carefully we'll cross the parking lot to Rosie. I will pick up the side view mirror and not even bothered.
So you oh,
What's up, Saul?
I just think Adrian would have to like split up from them for a bit to go grab her bike because it's probably like locked up off by the bike racks.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we drive you to your back?
That's excessive. You don't need to drive everywhere. It's like I was gonna say it
You
in
wanna
meters.
walk?
I don't know feet.
I feel like
It's like
Adrian is
100
the
meters
best
from
person
here.
to say meters, though.
It's like 200 meters from here. I'll just go grab it and bring it back.
I don't know what meters are.
That feels.
It's not. It's close. Don't worry.
Okay. You want me to walk with you?
I have like a sad hand on the Rosie, because she's injured, and I'm just looking at my car, but I'm listening to y'all, and I'm like, Tallahassee, walk with Adrian.
Yeah, it
while
looks
I
like
fix
we need
this.
a moment.
Yeah. Okay. Adrian gladly accepts the company, I guess.
Split the
I
party.
hold out my arm.
Adrian, it's like looks Tallahassee's arm and doesn't take it and keeps walking.
Ooh, hard to
Tallahassee, in the mist, in that hay smell of the mist, Adrian smells like the woman who was with you when you discovered that miniature horses were haunted. Adrian smells like the the lost loves that you have left trailing behind you.
Oh, I follow
Is-
behind.
Are you okay, Tallahassee?
I am a lot of things, but when I'm with you, I
Is-
don't think okay is one of them. I'm gonna try to entice.
Okay.
All
You
right.
did the thing.
Oh my
now we did the
goodness.
thing. Roll with heart. Remember, you can always spin a string to get a +1 on the person.
I could.
Oh my
you can spin a string
gosh.
on your own rolls.
Okay, I got.
And while you're rolling, our resident trollover producer just redeemed an indulgent outfit description or transformation. So, although Saul is walking away to deal with an animal issue,
I'm back.
Saul, I want you to please, if you wouldn't mind, to describe in the most
Mhm.
indulgent and enticing way Adrian's outfit as Tallahassee sees it.
Oh gosh, Adrian's outfit? Adrian's outfit is really like not much if you ask me. Okay. Adrian is wearing like what's the word for the kind of t-shirt? Like I want to look it up so I don't sound stupid.
Like a button down, a V-neck, a
Band shirt.
crew neck,
No.
jersey.
Scoop.
It's one of the shirts that has the little buttons. The like three
Yeah,
little
like-
buttons
Oh,
at the top.
polo.
Yeah, polo.
Sure, a polo. Sure, one of those. She's wearing like a polo, an orange polo shirt. And it's tucked into these like worn corduroy pants that she's wearing that have some like rips in them and some patches. She's been wearing these pants since high school and they've seen better days. And on top of it, she has this like really gorgeous like vintage brown leather jacket with orange accents and like a little bit of like fur on the collar. And it fits her form really nicely. Like you would think it was made for her, but it wasn't. And she turns around and she's like, Tallahassee, is everything okay?
And Tallahassee, before you tell me what you rolled on heart, can you tell me in the most indulgent and enticing way how Tallahassee sees what Adrian is wearing?
So, the clothes that drop perfectly off her body as she walks down the street, she's tucked in just right, just, everything is perfectly covered just in a way that makes you want to uncover it. The colors make her skin pop during the light of this time of day. And when her eyes shine in the light, makes, honestly, anyone swoon.
Now, as you try to entice what Chad has determined is a nonchalant, casual zaddy, what did you roll with heart?
11.
So you gain a string on Adrian, and Adrian, you choose to get flustered and awkward, promise something you think that Tallahassee wants, or give in to desire.
Ooh. I don't know. I think Adrian gives into desire and grabs Tallahassee's arm.
Oh. I knew you'd come around. I'll give you a wink.
They go and grab her bike, and she unlocks it, and moves awkwardly, as one arm around Tallahassee, and one arm holding her bike.
So awkward.
It's not working well.
Jess, give me
Yeah.
a solo moment with you and Rosie before you see the two lovebirds walking back.
They walk away, and again, this is Cherry. Cherry's elected, but this is her baby. This is her car. It's also her house. This is her everything. Her whole life's in this car. And they walk away, and she knows they've got their back to her, and just almost inadvertently, she just like leans her arm and like her head on the roof of the car, just like giving the car a moment of comfort, but also maybe to herself. And then she straightens up really quickly before they come back. But just to the car, she's like, Sawyer didn't mean it. She didn't mean it.
Aww. And then you see Adrian and Tallahassee walking back, arm in arm, kind of glancing at each other, giggling.
Yeah, I'm back to like my cool lean against the car, and I'm just kind of looking over the side mirror. This won't be hard to fix.
Is the damage bad?
Oh, no. Sawyer probably wasn't even really trying.
That's
Again, just distraught. But she is out there, and we should go try to find her. I don't like
How
this
we find her?
mist. Well, where would she go?
She have a gig tonight?
Does she?
Check the
Eve?
Instagram.
good.
Do I have a what?
Gig?
Does Belladonna have a gig tonight?
No. She very
And
intentionally called off her
equivalent of-
gigs.
Can we make the equivalent of the figure someone out roll to see if we can think of where she might be?
I will allow it. I will change the "What do you love most?" question to "Where were you going?" So please
where are
roll
you
wit.
going?
If you spend a string on Sawyer, you get a total a +3. You get a lot
Okay.
when you spend a string on someone to figure out a person.
Okay. Not doing that because I only have one string on Sawyer. Can we all do this, or does it have to be me?
You were the one who asked.
You're right. Okay, I will figure out a person. For a 9 minus 1 for 8.
You may ask 2 questions, but Sawyer may ask one of you.
Oh, okay. See. Well, definitely where do we think she would go? And how can we get you to join back up? So distraught.
Sawyer, or Eve, what are the answers?
Well, in terms of where she might go in town, I would imagine, given like her attitude and like what specifically she was pissed off about, going to where she killed all those people. That would probably be your best bet. Otherwise, maybe a bar.
Yeah.
Although probably not that one if you put together that she did not have any pockets. As for the second one, I think you would have to prove that this is a greater threat to everyone else rather than just us.
Mm,
Because right now, all she's seeing is that they've been attacking us, and other people have just been collateral. So as
Okay.
far as I'm concerned, we're the problem.
okay.
So
We have to make you understand.
yes, that there is a bigger thing going on than just these things hate us.
Okay.
Because she hates us, so she's like, no, I get it.
No, that makes
we
sense.
suck. We probably deserve this.
And what does
And
Sawyer get?
Sawyer,
Yeah.
Sawyer gets to ask one question to you. So Sawyer, as you're going over this list of names, which is not something necessarily, as you said, new for Sawyer, but you're obsessing over this list of names, and you're obsessing over your memories. You suddenly get some insight into Cherry, and you can ask Jess one of those questions.
Why? Where's this list? There's so much in here.
What are your feelings towards blank? What do you hope to get from blank? How could I get you to blank?
There
What
we
do you
go.
love most? How would you feel if I blank?
How could I get you to understand why I don't like you?
How could you get me to understand that you don't like me? Oh.
Or is it not necessarily that I don't like you, but like why I don't like you?
Oh. I don't know because Cherry's Cherry. Cherry, you would have to really make her understand her part in that chain of events.
Okay, that's doable.
Yeah. that it was, where was she responsible in that? Because as it stands. So yeah, you just might need to really spell it out for her.
So
That's very doable.
and then the three of you drive off. Whither are you driving off to?
With that insight, and figuring, we all have a think, and we kind of spitball, and we probably say, well, there's this bar and this bar, or this restaurant. It's like, and I think we all get quiet for a second, and it's like, she's probably at the site.
She didn't have any
Will-
pockets.
Did we bring her wallet? Did we leave her wallet in Samsara?
No, her wallet's in her pants, which have
It's just-
disappeared.
Her clothes are time displaced. They're just missing.
Okay. Would have left to hell.
Yeah. So I think we just kind of will head across town through this very nostalgic fog.
Sawyer, what are you doing? You get a scene by yourself until they meet up with you.
As soon as the fucking ghost popped out of her car and stole her sword, she slammed on the brakes. I think she is like getting somewhat close to that fountain park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she slams on her brakes, throws it into park, throws open her door and jumps out and like goes to like the hatch on the back, opens it up and starts digging through her go bag, pulls out a box cutter, slides it all the way out, and then like also from the front pocket of her go bag she pulls out a little 9mm subcompact pistol and starts pointing it around. She's like, all right, bitch, you can have the fucking sword. I didn't even want it, all right? I just wanted people to fucking see me. And you know what they fucking saw? They fucking saw a Song Guardian. They didn't see me. And she's just pointing around. But listen here. If you want to fucking fight me, all right, I will show you how we fucking fight in the goddamn 21st century. And she's just waving this gun around, like pointing it at the fog.
So it sounds like that's what you're doing. A few blocks away from, near enough that you would say you're in the neighborhood of, but far enough away that you don't see the building in downtown New Eden.
Yeah, especially with all this fog. Like,
yeah, exactly. And that's what you're doing as the others drive up. Oh, I see a hand, Saul.
I just wanted to ask, it's a bit of a silly question, but I assume Cherry's car has 2 seats in the front and 2 seats in the back, like a regular car. Obviously, Cherry's sitting in the driver's seat.
If I remember right, they have bucket seats in the front and then like a bench seat in the back.
Like one big long seat in the back.
Oh. So obviously Cherry is sitting in the driver's seat. Is someone sitting in shotgun, or are me and Tallahassee like both in the back?
That's up to y'all.
I will say they are 2 doors, so you have to like fold the seat down in order to get into the back.
We can all fit in the front. Somebody can sit on my lap.
Cherry, absolutely serious, is like, that's not road safe.
So, live a little.
I'm not having you flying through the windshield of my car. One of you gets in the back. Or both. There's seatbelts.
Plenty of room back here. I'll get in the back.
You're also very tall, so like you might have to.
I mean, Adrian will go sit in the back.
All right, you can both sit in the back. Cherries, my car is so nice, y'all. It's the interior's like light pink leather. It's so nice. It's so clean.
Doesn't smell like somebody's been living in it though.
No, it doesn't. Smells
Just, like,
conspicuously clean.
Constantly spraying that new car smell.
It's like a new car scented air freshener.
It might soon smell like. No, I'm not gonna say that.
No.
It does already.
Also, y'all can keep your hands to yourself or you're walking.
We also just had a tarot card pull.
About the hands, darling.
In my car? Okay.
So Archsage Mercy had me draw a tarot card. There's so many tarot cards getting pulled this session.
Great.
I pulled the 7 of Wands.
A lot of wands.
7 of Wands. It actually jumped out of the deck as I drew it.
I love when cards do that.
Right? I remember my associations here. So as you're driving, you do eventually come across Sawyer pointing the gun at the fog, yelling the Sawyer equivalent of what Baba Yaga said in chat of, I go to the range every week after therapy, don't fuck with me.
Sawyer doesn't go to therapy.
Sawyer doesn't go to therapy.
No, Sawyer's not in therapy, don't lie.
No.
She tried it, but yeah, there's only so far you can go if you're not talking about the magic girl shit.
I think I'm going to use the 7 of Wands. Sawyer, for everybody you can justify becoming smitten with in this next scene, you will get an experience point.
Oh,
You
that's
have
gonna
to
be
justify
hard.
it. It can't just be random. You have to justify it.
That's gonna be real hard because
Tallahassee.
she's so fucking mad at all of them right now.
And everyone gets a +1 to entice. On Sawyer.
Mm.
Yeah. I think we
Just
pull
gotta
up
try
on.
to-
Oh.
The owner just going to come up and start hitting on this
I come out of the car.
crazy pissed off woman waving a
With a-
gun around, looking like she just
Yeah, this
left
woman
the
just like
rent
in the
fair.
street yelling with a pistol,
Mhm.
and we're just like,
I have-
"Hey, darling."
No,
I have no clothes on.
we it's a
No, I'm just kidding.
4-minute car ride. I think we do pull up like
I think it takes me 4 minutes to take off my clothes.
the headlights have been cutting through the fog. We pull up. You're very upset, and I think I very quickly get out, and I'm like, hands up, and I'm like, Sawyer, are you okay? What happened?
She's still like holding the gun up and like looking around. She's like, fucking crazy ghost bitch just came through my fucking car and took my sword out of my chest. I don't care about that, but I think she wants to steal my fucking body. Nobody steals my fucking body.
What makes you think she wants to steal your body?
Is all you do use it for fucking? I'm
Tallahassee.
rolling past.
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
To do something, you gotta do it. To do something, you gotta do it. I don't think you did it.
They don't have disadvantage in this game, but I feel like you should have it for that roll.
I mean, I
just
know
only
how
get to roll one
PvP
dice.
games do disadvantage. I can add it into.
I took a disadvantage.
Oh lord.
Yeah, Sawyer did it. I gave it to Sawyer actually.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Uh,
so-
What'd she get?
No, I said
Oh.
that she didn't do it. So she
Okay.
didn't do it, so she couldn't do it.
That
DMV
didn't
did
land.
it.
That didn't land.
Why would they be trying to take your body, Sawyer? What is going on?
I don't know what the fuck is going on, but if somebody doesn't fucking sort it out real quick, I'm gonna start getting really goddamn pissed off.
That's what we're
Okay.
trying to do. We're trying to sort it out, and you left. That's not helping us sort it out, Sawyer.
But after
Jill-
you left, Naughty got sucked into a time vortex, as he does, and he said, they are coming, they will feast, and they will eat the future. So you may not be wrong.
Well, that's all the fucking past does. Just eat the future. That's what time is.
Okay, Sawyer, cynicism isn't helping right now. Something is
That's not
actually going
cynicism.
on.
That's just how time works.
I don't think that is how time works. That's naughty.
Naughty's not here right now.
Naughty's not here. Solar Guardian's sword sunk into the ground and she disappeared. So, just like what, and I gesture again to your little peasant outfit, just like something's happening to you, something is happening to her, and something is happening to the whole town.
Why are you running away?
This shit is focused all around us. So I'm going to go out into the middle of the fucking desert, and when they fucking come for me, I will kill them out there.
Sawyer,
I will
Do you
remind the group that she went to downtown Eden.
Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead,
like,
go ahead, Saul.
right, like, that's what's going through her head. She was absolutely just blindly driving into downtown.
Go ahead, Saul.
Sawyer.
You were gonna say something.
do you think that that's really the best idea? Do you think that that's really the best idea to leave us to deal with whatever's going on alone and to deal with it by yourself? Just one person? Do you really think that's what's gonna help right now, Sawyer? Do you really think that's going to stop anybody from getting hurt at all?
Sawyer, she's lowered the gun. It's sitting at her side, like along with that box cutter. She says, "When I was with you all, I was a monster. I don't want to be that anymore. I don't.
You're going to
like
have to
what
do a lot more than
you're
just
doing."
leave them.
Well, it worked last time.
The things.
Now, look at what I'm doing. I'm out here in the middle of the street, waving a fucking gun around.
You think that had to do with visiting us?
Yes!
The things wearing our bodies weren't after us. They were after the rubble from the museum, which is coated in the sparkle crystal. And Naughty told me where the rest of it could be. So whatever's
Well,
happening isn't over yet.
It seems like these things are feeding off of memory. Do you see this fog? I smell hay, like from my childhood. Those things appeared to us first to take whatever we have, whatever knowledge we have, and now they're hunting whatever the hell we locked away. It doesn't matter where the fuck we are now. Those things are not coming for us.
Also, do you
Sawyer,
really think you
you-
can shoot a ghost?
I don't know. Have you ever shot a ghost?
Not with a
Ghosts
gun.
aren't real.
I have shot a ghost.
Ghosts aren't real, and if they were real, you couldn't shoot them.
We fought ghosts.
Why not?
Anyway.
I've never shot a ghost. I'm pretty excited to find out. I just wish that fucking bitch would show her goddamn face.
Nah, they
Sawyer.
just hot bodies.
You do this. You did this before, and you're doing it again now, and you're just getting mad and running away from your problems instead of actually dealing with them. And nothing got done last time, and nothing's getting done this time. And obviously, it didn't work last time. You just prolonged the inevitable. Please, just think. One goddamn second, Sawyer. And I would like to use a playbook move called If You Can't Do Teach.
Please tell everyone what If You Can't Do Teach move does.
Basically, you can help others navigate challenges that you have navigated in the past. If you emotionally support someone by drawing on past experiences, then they can ask me a question about, they can ask me an unmarked rise and fall question, and if they do, and I answer it, then they may choose an additional option from the emotional support list, even on a miss.
So you're rolling emotional support.
Yes, I am.
I think that for Sawyer, yelling at her counts as emotional support.
Well, I hope it's also the words I'm saying.
No, I mean, I say that seriously. Like, I've known punks for whom, like, literally saying,
I mean,
you're being an asshole is emotional support.
Yeah, so sometimes,
yeah.
sometimes you just gotta, like, smack a punk upside the head.
I mean, punks just need it sometimes. Anyways, I rolled a 10.
Okay. A 10 on the
I
dice?
don't know what that's plus, but
It's plus your heart or your spirit, depending on which one you're doing right now.
I
So
think I'm doing
I'd say
heart.
this is. So heart would be
Is
like
it?
charm or social insight, and spirit would be like
okay.
willpower or metaphysical skill. I was gonna say probably spirit, because the willpower is what's mattering.
Sure. Okay, then 12.
Whew.
You could get +3 if you spend a string on them, but you
No,
don't need
that's
it.
Fine.
So then the next thing that's going to happen is that Sawyer is going to have the choice to open up to you or not. If Sawyer opens up to you, there is a list of 4 things, and they will be able to choose one. And you will have your choice of one of those or taking a string on them. You have an additional option when you make your choice. But that only happens if they open up to you. Neither of you are smitten with each other, so that aspect doesn't matter. Sawyer, you may also, in addition, because of the move, ask. If you look at Adrian's character sheet, there are 7 questions under the rise and fall heading. You can ask any of the unasked ones. Which column they're in matters, but it may not matter to you.
Gotcha.
So you will be able. You will also ask one of those, and it can be above table or it can be in the fiction. Up to you. And if it gets answered, then A, it gets answered, which matters for Adrian, and B, you get another choice from the list. You get 2 choices from the list. So your choices before you right now, so are: do you open up, and which question do you ask, / how do you ask it?
I think Sawyer's going to try to open up. Which, once again, is not particularly easy for her because she's been in a situation where she just felt like, since she didn't want to admit to anyone about being a Sparkle Guardian, like, she hasn't really been able to open up about the details about her past. So I think she leans back on the bumper of her car and lets out a deep breath. Says, Adrian, all I do is think over and over and over again about all those people and all the people before them that could have died and all the people afterwards that would have died if I kept going. I was a shell. There was no fucking Belladonna Sawyer while I was with you all. It was just Song Guardian. That's the only person I was. It took me years to find myself. I don't want to go back to that. I can't. And I can already feel it. I think she sets the gun down. Like, it's still like out. It's just in the little trunk compartment of her hatchback. So I don't know. You know, like, if I have to be in that position again, make this end, I will. But y'all have to accept the responsibility of it. Alright? Because I'm not going to be the only one fucking living with it. Again.
Do you think you were the only one who was living with it?
Hold on. Because I want to finish the mechanics of it, because we have a habit of stacking things. So, for emotional support by itself, Sawyer, Are you clearing a condition, marking an experience, taking +1 forward, or gaining insight from me about an obstacle facing one of us?
I think I'll go ahead and clear that last condition of mine.
You clear insecure?
Yeah.
As you turn and you say, everyone will take responsibility for this and I will not be the only one, your clothes shimmer back to your standard metalhead outfit.
Oh, sick. I got my
You-
fucking wallet.
The streaks of makeup across your face shimmer back into existence. Adrian, you have your choice of the same 4 plus, or you could take a string.
I want to take a string.
So you get a string on Sawyer.
I have like no strings on Sawyer. Well, I have one, but
Now you have 2.
yeah.
And then Sawyer, are you asking one of those 7 questions? And it can be over the table. It's just like insight that Sawyer gets, or it can be.
Yeah, I think
in
I want
fiction.
it to be over the table because I don't really see how I can squeeze one of these into like the way she's opening up right now.
100%.
I want to know what new habit or vice are you ashamed of having taken up since your fall?
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
How are you fucked up, Adrian? Tell me.
I think it's a little bit boring, but I think to Adrian it's this like huge secret because she's always been like a goody two shoes. But I think since her fall, she has started drinking a lot more.
Go now, we got something in common.
So Sawyer, you realize this as you're opening up to Adrian.
Notice a little bit of redness on the nose.
A little bit of redness on the nose. That knowing, like that yelling at you can be a way of emotionally supporting you. That is also very common in alcoholic circles. And you just get a sense of her own fall. Like you had it's a compassion moment. You had your own fall from grace in your own head by killing that building, destroying that building, killing all of those people. And she has had her own fall, and you can see a similar kind of wounding there, and possibly a similar way of dealing with that fall as your panoply of coping strategies. So you realize that she's skirting alcoholism. And because she answered, you can choose an additional option from the list of things. So so you already cleared a condition, so you can mark XP, take +1 forward, or gain insight about an obstacle facing one of you.
Yeah, I think I'll gain some insight.
Is there a specific question you have for me?
I want to know like the next step. If that's like not vague enough or too vague though. Like
I will say, you can notice, you realize that in your driving, that although the fog wasn't localized, the mist wasn't localized, it did seem to clearly have a source. So it did get thicker around the Sparkle Heart Amusement Recreation Park. Shark.
okay. I
It seems to be
think,
coming from there, and you remember seeing a commercial for Shark at one point.
Oh yeah,
Probably
no, and it just
immediately
that-
threw your beer bottle at the TV.
Oh yeah, no, she broke the TV. Everybody was so pissed.
And it said in part of the commercial, being built by Punarmrityu Builders LLC. And as you just sort of like look away and like hold your head for a second, you see that same logo on top of a skyscraper over the skyline. and you realize that it's the skyscraper that was built on the spot of the building that you destroyed. And that's your insight.
Super.
Now, Cam, you were going to say something.
Do you think you're the only one who remembers them? Who thinks about them all the time? 57, right? 57 names? Just because you're the one who did it doesn't mean you're the only one who takes the blame. It was all of us.
Oh, no, I know it was all of us. You don't need to fucking tell me that. I fucking know. She points
We know
at
too.
Cherry. Says, I don't think she fucking knows.
I have had my back to this conversation because I don't like this fog and I don't like all the windows in all these buildings. So I've been like watching the perimeter, but it's also because what you're saying doesn't make any sense, that you weren't your best self when you were a magical girl. That doesn't it doesn't jive.
How is that possible? We were great.
And I'll turn around and I'll say, we all made a lot of choices in the past, but right now we have a clear and present danger that we need to be tracking down.
I will tell you where that clear and present danger is coming from. If you can tell me why I don't like you.
We don't have time for this, Sawyer.
We travel time. We got all the time in the world.
You
Adrian, you're not sure you can travel in time anymore. Just as a little GM poke. You were the one who cast the spell. You may or may not be able to do it again.
She doesn't say anything. Now's not the time.
not the time. You don't like me. You decided you don't like me because you're angry at yourself, but you don't want to be angry at yourself, so you're choosing to be angry at me.
So Astoria turns and looks at Tallahassee. Says, "You see what I mean?"
I see a lot of fucked up people who need to come together in this moment and stop judging each other. That's what I see. It's pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, get back in the saddle, ride this motherfucker.
Tallahassee, for somebody that seems so opposed to judgment and ordering people around and all that, you seem real fucking intent on judging me right now.
I ain't judging you.
I answered your question.
You answered wrong.
Cherry, that was a selfish answer and you know it.
Adrian's stepping in the right direction towards getting
We choosing
getting
sides.
Sawyer smitten.
Oh.
Turns out, siding with Sawyer gets you on her good side.
Who would have thought?
It's the truth.
I know you think everything was fine and dandy, but Sawyer is telling you that it wasn't. And you're just gonna ignore that? Tallahassee said it herself, we have to come together.
which we're
What?
trying to do.
That is exactly what Cherry's the best at. Just ignoring the problems. Slap a smile on, Cherry.
Okay, Sawyer,
it'll
there's
go
no need to
great.
be antagonistic right now either.
And I'm not the one who was running away to Mexico.
Don't feel any shame for that.
Sawyer, do you carry your guitar around with you?
It's in the back. Why?
I'm gonna go grab it.
I do. Sawyer points her fucking. Well, not the gun. She doesn't pick up the gun. She points the goddamn box cut.
Come on, Sawyer. Look. Cut the bullshit, everyone. If I can impress you by playing your guitar, you come with us.
No.
Yeah.
No. Why? Why would I do that?
Because art changes hearts and minds.
Yeah, but not with bargains.
Let me play you something. I'll trust me. Let me play you something.
Okay. Play something.
Okay. I'm gonna get your guitar out and I'm gonna play you something and I'm gonna use one of my playbook moves.
I knew it.
I will say, it is an electric guitar. It is not plugged in.
It's just gonna be plink plink.
I'm
Don't
guessing
worry
you're
about
using Limelight.
Yeah, damn right I'm gonna use Limelight.
So,
something about Sawyer how to get her on our team.
so if I was a certain kind of GM, I would point out that Limelight refers to the specific art you chose as
okay.
your art as a troubadour, which in this case would be mechanical bull riding.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you chose
So
a very niche art.
If I was a certain kind of GM, I would insist that you had to ride a mechanical bull in order to pull on Sawyer's heartstrings.
Okay. Deal.
Ask me if I'm that kind of GM.
You know what? You've actually just convinced me that that's something I have to do. So I'm gonna throw up the guitar in the air and go into my magical girl transformation.
Oh!
Sawyer's eyes go wide.
God.
That guitar was so fucking expensive.
I catch it. I catch it right
Sawyer, roll a defy disaster.
back.
Oh my god.
Wait, me? I'm rolling
You're
it.
the one trying to catch it.
No, Tallahassee's catching it.
I thought
Magic.
Tallahassee just threw it as part of the
I
transformation.
throw,
No,
I like
it's a-
throw it up, and then like the camera follows it, and then as it comes down, I'm in my magical girl transformation.
Oh, okay, so you're catching
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then I want to.
I will
Yeah,
tell
there
you, magical girl transformation is negative points to impressing Sawyer.
But watch.
I
But
will
it's
let
wait,
you-
just wait.
I think it should be at disadvantage because
if
And
you
it's gonna
want,
I
be
just
at
not like
disadvantage.
magical girls.
Stampede,
That's fair.
if you want, I will let you, for the sake of this move, transform the guitar into a mechanical bull. If you have a better idea, feel
That's
free.
Double.
I
disadvantage.
want as the guitar comes down, I think I slam on it in like a burst of this like magical girl energy, and it like resonates, and then out of the ground, a mechanical bull just comes up, and I'm standing on it. And then I play a sick ass ballad while riding
Oh
on the
my
back of the
God,
mechanical
I'm
bull
so-
standing up.
I will
I
add
kind
one
of want you
detail
to
to
roll
this.
that.
Yes.
So do I. I will add one detail to this. The mechanical bull has a head, which not all mechanical bulls do. It has like a vaguely sculpted cow head, and you know that like a lot of or horse head, I should say. You know, like a lot of horses will have that like white thing that comes up between their eyes. Jess, you said you grew up on a farm. You might know. I am not a horse
It's a
girl.
stripe. Yeah, it's just like a stripe.
Flare is what Baba Yaga calls it.
Oh.
So this particular head has like a flare or a stripe, but it is the image of Solar Guardian's sword.
Oh yes.
That's
and I
sick.
and I start to like rock out Closer by Nine Inch Nails. Uh
That is
I
a
feel you
good
from the
choice.
inside.
and like the mechanical bull goes to like the rhythm of the song, and at one point I like do a flip, but like the motion of the bull, the whirring of the mechanical the motor inside of it, and also like the sound of the song kind of just like paint escape of like memories of us together, and like times that we like shared between like the fucked up magical girlness, like how that brought us together. And I want to like we first of all use my limelight to like have this very ironically nostalgic performance.
All right,
try
roll
to get
roll
the
plus
feedback.
heart. This
Here
is
we
so
go.
brilliant, y'all.
I do think it should be with disadvantage since it's magical
Okay.
girl.
Okay.
You
I'll-
can, Sawyer, you can spend a string on Tallahassee to give her a -1. If
I'll
you
do
want.
that.
do it. Okay, it's a 13.
And Tallahassee, you can spend a string on Sawyer to get a +1.
I don't think I
And
do.
other
It's a
people can
13.
spend strings on you to give you a + or -1 if they want to pile
Or
on.
wait, am I allowed to wait until I hear the roll?
I've been letting it happen. It really shouldn't, but no, you can actually. No, you explicitly can actually.
Okay, so I'll wait.
Yeah.
What did you get?
I got 14.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm not gonna burn my last string.
Did you roll a 12? Really?
I really did.
So you get to choose 2 of those options on the limelight move.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. I don't know if you have any conditions.
I don't.
But it's gonna. Okay. That's great. I'm gonna. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I think this song calls out an ugly truth about the end of things. And I think it like shows a part of Tallahassee that is kind of afraid of the fact that she relies so much on like her fan base and like whatever this magical girl like like limelight has like brought her path to. And I'm gonna use bring the noise to call out an ugly truth about someone powerful and give my patron a string on me. And then I'm also going to do Serenade, and I think I actually remind myself of all the good times I've had with Sawyer, and become smitten with her, and then gain a string on her.
You already were smitten with her. So
Oh,
you can get a
well.
string on her.
I'll do that.
And what is the ugly truth about the end of all things that you call out?
I think the ugly truth is that without it, personally, our lives would be better.
Sawyer agrees.
Is that why you're smitten
play
with
it out.
Tallahassee now?
Don't give me the summary of it. Play it out in the scene.
Oh, it's a whole ass song. Okay, so it's less of like the words that come out and more of like when I say I want to fuck you like an animal.
You
it,
just
like,
get
gives
it.
off- like yeah, you get it. It's like that thing. Like you see like that single tear roll down her face, and you see her Tallahassee's eyes look out into the distance and know that if she had completed high school, and had like found like love and a family and like wasn't like bogged down with fighting evil, she might have been like a more like full person and not like this shell of a performer who constantly
She would have been riding real bulls instead of mechanical bulls.
Real bulls and mechanical bulls are just as difficult to ride.
So you play this out. So here you get a reaction, and then it's been 3 hours, so we will end it on your reaction and one thing from me.
So Sawyer is standing there, arms crossed. Her expression does not change. Then like right at the end, like the lights shut off. Tallahassee sitting there, panting, tears streaming, and so Sawyer goes. She does a little nod. It's like, okay, I'm a little bit impressed. Put down my guitar. She points at Cherry and she says, I'm not listening to a fucking word that you say. She points at Adrian. She says, you're all right.
And with that, we cut to a television screen in the lobby of a skyrise downtown that was once a different skyrise. There's a small plaque next to the TV that says, "In memory of the 57 people who died in the Sparkle Heart Magic Force, his last battle with the Eidolons." And that television is playing a commercial because this is Punarmritu Builder LLC's headquarters. That commercial is for Sparkle Heart Adventure Recreation Park. You hear the little jingle, which sounds for just a moment a lot like Closer, musically speaking. A poppier, jinglier version of Closer. Hello, second raters. You've been rated twice.
It's always at the tail end.
Always at the tail end. And it ends with the little jingle coming to a crescendo. It says, Sparkle Heart Adventure Recreation Park, where the hearts sparkle and childhood never end. And the credits roll. So, welcome Raiders, we love you all with our one brain cell. We're gonna roll the credits and have everybody do their outros and everything. But before we do that, I want to tell the chat that we have evidently lost our intended raid because they raided us.
They raided us.
So, if the chat has any good ideas for a raid, please let us know while we're doing our outros.
Yes.
We're going to do our outros in the opposite direction of our intros. So that means that Saul, you're going to give us your outro first. Who are you? Who did you play? Where can people find you? What are you doing? Where can they see you? And what was what is at least one star from this game? What is one of your favorite things from the session?
Hi, I'm Solstice. I use all pronouns. I was playing Adrian the Fallen, who uses they, she. Please don't find me on social media. I'm not doing anything. My star from this session was yelling at people. I never get to yell at people.
You're really good at yelling at people.
It's because I want to do it a lot.
We love it. And we were actually, I'll tell the audience, we were in the private chat all going like, this is really awesome. We love it when Adrian yells at people. So hot. Well, that last one was Cam. Speaking of Cam.
Hi, I'm Cam, he, him. You can find me on the internet. You just search my name, Cameron Koshkum, or I stream at the Streaming Rainbow, Instagram, TikToks, on the Twitches, all the things. I played the Troubadour Tallahassee Stirrup, and my favorite part of this goddamn game was being smitten with everybody.
Love it.
Spread the love.
So just the immediate, like all at once, falling in love with everybody. Domino after domino after domino.
Oops.
I can't wait to see how Solar Guardian or Sunbeam reacts to showing up and being the only person who doesn't have your heart.
What a dynamic.
Or to see what happens when Sawyer and Cherry ultimately ask you to choose sides. Because you know they will. Speaking of Sawyer.
Hi there, I am Eve. You can find me over at Lawless Victory on the Blue Sky. I'm not very active there. I'm kind of in that like downward spiral of, hey, wait a minute, social media actually sucks and I hate it. So I'm just very casually on there right now. This is my only show right now. I will gladly take requests to be on others. Wink, wink. So yeah, no, just find places. I'm on a lot of different Discords. So yeah. I think my star for this episode. Well, I was gonna say the Tallahassee Love Train. But I honestly kicking in that car mirror, just really giving it to old Cherry, because like you take one look at that card, you immediately know, oh, that is the most important and probably only important thing in Cherry's life. So just being able to break a little bit of it feels good. Oh, and she's got her pants back, so she's pretty happy about that too.
Yes. Speaking of the car that is now missing an ear.
It's fine. It's totally fine. Hi, I'm Jess. I am art_fantastical on the social medias. You can find me here in this super fun show. Eve and I we're on a lot of projects over on the Ballad of the Seven Dice. You can catch all that on YouTube. It's wild and weird. We blow up a lot. Like, there's a lot of explosions. It's really great. I'm also currently on the Graveyard Tapes spin-off project,
We also
Queen City
kissed
Supers.
a few times.
Oh my! Which was interesting because my character doesn't have a face, so
My character had half her face blown off.
Wait,
works.
kissing people who don't have a face?
oh no. Anyway, I'm also on Queen City Supers, which is youth superheroes going to superhero trade school in Canada, and it's very cute slice of life, superhero shenanigans. But this session was amazing. I also loved the just smitten domino effect. That was wild. Yeah, my star was I just enjoy being Cherry. She's so that she's so right about everything, and I know that's not gonna keep going well.
Would you say that you cherish playing her?
Boo. Yes, I do. It's very fun.
So don't stop following the channel because I make shitty ass puns. Hi everybody, I have 19. We got a third rate. I'm happy that you all love my game. But
Hi,
I
Raiders.
on the last outro.
We're playing Burnout Magical Girls, meeting up 10 years after we saved the world. A lot of drama. Real messy. Please come back next Friday.
It's so good. It's really good, yo.
We just watch it from the beginning right now. Just go to the
Yeah,
beginning.
just start over.
Just
You can start.
finished.
We're done.
Fun fact, episode 1 did just hit YouTube. I think it was yesterday. So
Yeah.
if you go to the Enchanting Sorcery Productions YouTube channel, you can get started on watching this mess of a game. A
Also
good mess.
subscribe.
Yes. Subscribe. Well, we have 35 people watching. Please subscribe to the channel right now, because if we get another 21 subscribers, then our troll of a producer, Baba Yaga, will get I mean troll like internet troll, not like troll like, I'm not trying to insult her. We'll get a Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go tattoo. Either the logo, which you can see in the middle of your screen that looks like a pentacle, or the image of Naughty, the obligatory cute critter companion. This was a nautilus shell with keys dangling from the back and butterfly wings. If we get up to 75 total subscribers, an additional 25 beyond that, then the community will be able to choose where Baba Yaga gets it. I'm pulling for a tattoo on their forehead. The players are pulling for a tramp stamp. It's up to y'all if we get up to 75. So please subscribe. And if you want to be really generous, although I'm the GM on this game, I don't have a subscription to the channel. So you could always gift me a subscription for only $5. Speaking of me, hello everybody, 19 names. One of them is Wizard Lizard. 3 sets of pronouns. One of them is Fae, Femme, Fear, Fierce. I have been your GM this game. Inspiring TTRPG personality. I have the TTRPG. I have the personality. Just trying to put them together and make some money because I am on welfare. So you can see me on this channel running this game, which is absolutely amazing. You can see me on Singularity Roleplay, playing in Breaking Neon, a City of Mists campaign, though I will not be in the April episode because I will be at Clockwork Alchemy, which is a steampunk convention local to me, and if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, you should stop by and say hello to me and my sweetie, who is award-winning Afro-surrealist and horror writer Sumiko Salson. So I will not be in that episode, but I will be back in May. And at some point, forget when, I will be in a game on Enchanting Sorcery Productions as a player under the wonderful GMing of our troll of a producer, Baba Yaga. Which will be a murder mystery set in Thetis of Dragon Age fame called End of Love. You can also find my writing in places and buy a bunch of writing. I was just published in Weird Fiction Quarterly if you like stories about monsters in the frozen wastes. I always blank out on everything I want to advertise when I'm trying to advertise at the end of outros, and it always is so long. I think it's way too long of an outro. I apologize. You can hire me as a professional GM. Thank you so much, Baba Yaga. You can hire me as a professional GM. I have one more slot left in my kink culture centering game of Mage the Awakening, and I have also posted an Angel and Demon game that is centering kink culture. Speaking of kink culture, I also want to advertise that I am currently running for a Golden Dildo Award, which is a cheeky little award given out by the San Francisco Leather and LGBTQ Cultural District. San Francisco is the first and only city in the world to have put government money behind supporting, maintaining, and expanding the leather culture that has made San Francisco what it is. So if you would like to buy some votes for me, they only cost $1, which is more expensive than votes cost in the standard United States electoral practice. I am currently running for Queerest of the Queer and the Golden Fire Hydrant Award, which I will let you figure out what that means. I have posted the URL in chat, and you can go there, buy votes for me for $1. And if you're feeling extra generous, you can buy votes for my sweetie in Top of the Tops, for $1. I'm on the ballot as Stacey Everhart. My sweetie is on the ballot as Sumiko Salson Mascavelli. And I think I've advertised all of the things, I hope, maybe, I don't know. My star is everything this session. This session, it felt like things really got chugging along and moving, and it made me really super happy. Every single player had moments that made me just fall in love with them. I am smitten. Can the GM get smitten? Is that a rule? Dear April Kit Walsh, can the GM get smitten in this game? Because I think I am. And with that, I think I will let us raid. I believe it's the Songery. Thank you so much for tuning in and raiding us, and I hope to see you again soon, next week.